Hello there, I'm Dylan here, and another week, another e-bidding Proton R&D Salvage auction. This is, I think, part 5. Let's get started. So, this is going to be at 10 AM, 5th August 2020, and there are 31 cars. And I think this time we're going to start from the very bottom. So today we've got a healthy mix of cars: Xora, Persona, Iris, Preve, Suprema, and Perdana. And let's not forget Inspira as well. So this is a Proton Exora, and it's got a hood scoop, and it also has these 2015 wheels. But what's most interesting is that this boot lid has the remnants of EV. You can barely make out EV over here. Inside looks pretty normal until this picture where you see a 6-speed manual transmission coming out through the carpet area. Else, yeah, something EV. I can't quite tell. So I got all-round disc brakes and the CFE engine with the manual transmission. Next up we have a Proton Persona, red in color, and it has the standard body black unpainted side mirror and door handle, but at the back it's got looks to be like a pre-production trim finish between the tail lights. It has the busted window like we saw in the last part. Inside pretty normal. But we have the Geely sourced instrument binnacle cluster and the 2017 Iris head unit with standard unfinished trim. There's no like silver finishing around the bezels here. And yeah, it's standard finish onto the gear shifter area as well. So you got a standard VVT engine. The cross members, these additional chassis support for the standard variant, no spare tire. Not sure what this photo is trying to show down here. And the instrument binnacle bezel covering thingy. We have a Proton Preve, and this one, as you may realize by the wiper, is a left-hand drive Proton Preve. It looks to be a standard, a executive variant Preve. Got a Lotus Vine handling badge, very filthy exterior, and inside it's like executive in the sense of the bronze colored trim pieces on the door and across the dashboard, and the lack of keyless entry. Instead we got the card slot. So this is a left-hand drive Proton Preve. This is the space saver spare tire there, and it looks to be a IA-FM Plus engine because of the lack of the VVT CFE or VVT below the Proton badge. And all-round disc brakes as usual with the Proton Preve, and looks to be a standard instrument binnacle with kilometers per hour reading. Oops, you see this already. Next up we have a Proton Perdana full in camouflage, and it seems to be like part of the camouflage has been ripped off. You may realize that this has the old Proton logo. The Perdana was conceived before the change of logo. So yeah, a lot of the Perdanas you'll see today actually have the old logo, which is pretty interesting. We have these 5 double spoke wheels on the Perdana, and it looks pretty normal. But what's very fascinating about this car is actually the interior. So the gauge cluster looks pretty normal, but maybe you can see something going around here. Please scroll down. Yes, look at this center console, this overuse of wood and the lack of buttons, and you know, it just, let me take a screenshot. And this screen up here looks really weird. And then I don't think this looks to be like beige fabric upholstery, which never came to the production model. Yeah, looks so weird. I tell you, this center, this dashboard with that console. The steering wheel is in camouflage. I wonder how that affects the airbag deploying. So it looks to be all-round disc brakes once again, and doesn't seem to have the engine cover that says IVTech Honda motor. Oh well, I think this is a Honda engine. And we got some loose plastic trim pieces here and there. Next up we have another Proton Perdana, Perdana R. And this has the new, it has the all-round body kit, it has the production wheels, it has the new logo, it has the body colored rear diffuser, it's got the 2.4 badge, which is pretty important. You'll get to see why later. It has the chrome trim around the C-pillar window, which the earlier Perdana did not have. Inside looks a lot more closer to the production Perdana with the beige leather upholstery, like a keyless entry. The center console is what we've come to expect. You know, the molded Proton logo, which is just weird. The wood trim on the rear aircon vents, again with the busted window. And yeah, so we have a couple of boxes, and it says halogen left headlight, I guess, you know, left headlight, right headlight. Pretty big boxes for the headlights. We got a IVTech engine with the engine cover, batteryless, and we have the headlights, taillights, side mirrors, all-round disc brakes on 17-inch wheels. These seems to have Goodyear tires on them. I don't recall what tires were on the production Perdanas. And then we have a Proton Inspira. It's got the Suprema S and Proton Inspira shared the same wheel designs, but the Inspira was single tone and the Suprema was dual tone. So this has the dual tone of the wheels, dual tone finish. The badges are in black. Inside looks pretty standard. Now the Inspira, the Proton partnership with Mitsubishi was actually not a bad partnership, but you know, when DRB Highcom came into the story, it just fell apart from what I've heard on the internet, which is a bit sad. There's so much more that this partnership could have yielded. The under tray, the wooden parcel, the wooden tray that, you know, separates the tire and the carpet seems to be ruined by water. The Mitsubishi 4B11 engine that looks to be fun end. So it does have all-round disc brakes with Continental tires. Though that being said, I don't really think you buy the cars for the tires. They'll probably be very old, and you know, you probably just want to throw them away. We have a Proton Inspira here. Sorry, not Proton Inspira, Proton Xora over here, and it looks pretty filthy again, white in color. We've got the taillight with that smoked, but it's got all the LEDs for the brake light. It doesn't have any rear badges apart from the logo. And then inside, it's pretty standard until you see the manual shifter again. However, this time the implementation is slightly different. You know, there's like the bottom half of the production center console. Yeah, part of it's still there, you know. But yeah, 6-speed manual transmission paired to a CFE engine. Proton really did do a lot of road tests on this, it looks like, but you know, it never came to production, unfortunately, which is a shame. You know, it's a shame because, you know, not many people drive manual, yeah, but you know, the punch CVT and the Preve and Suprema, they weren't that great, and you know, there was a small but very loud community that was voicing out for the need of a manual. I mean, you just Google up Suprema S manual swap and you see a lot of people saying that, you know, I love my Suprema S, but I don't like the CVT gearbox, I want to swap with a manual, how can I do it? But you know, there was never really an answer for that. So we have the standard 16-inch wheels on the Xora Bold. It's missing the CFE engine cover, and the intake doesn't seem to be connected. Oh well, let's move on to another Proton Exora. This is a super premium variant from 2015, except it has 2011 Xora Bold wheels. The super premium was you know, this was around the same time that Proton was launching the super value variants of their cars, and yeah, back here we got taillights that have they're smoked, but you know, it doesn't have all the LEDs. So this is from 2015 onwards. Got a black trim between the two taillights, SP. This black trim though is in matte. Later 2017 models had this in glossy black. We have fog lamp. This is a variant with electronic stability control and side airbags. Inside, alright, pretty normal, I guess. No, there's been so many different Xora variants over the years. I don't remember all the different trims and finishes to them. It does have. So this is the one with a normal gated CVT transmission. Not a manual one here. Again, this is the 2009 Xora steering wheel. They used this up until 2017. I'm not sure why Proton. There was a period of time, you know, where they just didn't want to put their logo on the steering wheel and instead they just molded the logo onto it. We got the roof mounted monitor. They discontinued in 2019. Unpainted side mirrors. But you really don't see a lot of super premium Xora, Suprema S or Inspiras on the road. They were just really overpriced in my opinion. They didn't find much consumers, because why would you go for super premium models if you just go for the more value oriented models, right? Here's all the missing trim pieces. Alright, moving on, we have a Proton Saga, and it's a Saga R. So it's missing the front badge and looks to be missing the fog lamp covers, because this is a standard model with unpainted side mirrors and 13-inch steel wheels. It's missing the rear tail light, at least the outer portion of the tail light. These Sagas use two-piece tail lights, and it's apparently locked, but you can still see inside. And yeah, it's pretty standard. There's no radio. For some reason, there is a silver trim around the gate cluster, and I say that's weird because production models had them finished in black. Is that a close-up picture? Does not seem to be like that. It's not seem that close-up picture. Side mirrors. So the side mirrors do seem to be painted for some reason. We got Synergy M3 tires from Silverstone. Yeah, there you go. The silver trim piece. Production models have these in black, and it's automatic. Is it an automatic? Yeah, it's an automatic. Production model also didn't have this gear shifter. This was from the Saga FLX days. So yeah, this looks to be like an early production model. Next up, we have a Proton Perdana, more commonly known as the Arcodana, because it was nothing more than a rebadged Proton Honda Accord 8th generation. Sorry. So it's got the old badge, the 5 double spoke alloy wheels. The badge at the back has not only the engine capacity but also like the grade, which in this case is the 2.4P. 2.0 models was executive. Busted window here again. Pretty common with these cars. Got a fully black interior. This is got a standard 8th generation Accord radio and the molded Proton logo on the steering wheel. Glass shots. And they seem to be doing some tests in terms of some engine tests. I'm not sure why though. All they need to do is just slap on new badges. I don't actually know what they're doing. Got front corner sensors. You know, the yard Accord, the rebadging Honda Accords as the Proton Perdanas, that was a part. But you know, going the further way to like rebody the Proton Perdana, and then be only told by Honda Motor Corporation that they cannot put in keyless entry or electronic stability control in the 2.0 model. I felt like it just killed the whole car from the day. It was dead on arrival. Alright, we got a Proton Saga, and this one has the 15-inch wheels that we saw on the 2019 Sagas, and it also has but it has the unpainted rear garnish of the standard model, but painted door handles and painted door handles and side mirrors of the executive models, 2016 executive models. 2016 premium models had chrome door handles and body colored side mirrors, if I recall correctly. But this does have the 2019 seats with the denim-like seat upholstery. It's got the floating touchscreen head unit. It's got the more modern gear shifter, although it looks to be in like a pre-production version, so it doesn't seem to be finished. The trim bezel doesn't seem to be finished. It's got a new gauge cluster. I can see it doesn't have the door handles. Looks to be unpainted. Spare wheel, engine level, engine cover. Makes it hard to identify what engine I'm looking at. It could be a CFE, a CVT, a CFE, a IAFM, or it could be a VVT engine. Looking pretty good. It's got some Atlas tires on these. Perhaps they're and that gauge cluster. And then we have a Proton Persona without a front end, but it has the wheels that we saw in Saga just now. And this seems to be a different shade of silver to the ones seen on 2016 Personas. And as you can see, it's got a different rear bumper, paint matching problems. As you can see, we saw this before in the line a few parts ago, but before the idea of putting the Proton script on body color, they were trying to experiment with putting the Proton script on chrome. Pretty fascinating. This one doesn't have the chrome piece on the diffuser. A standard interior, you know, it doesn't have the black fabric upholstery panel here. It's got, you know, and then what else can we observe? You know, it doesn't have any of the trim finishes around the gear shifter or around the aircon vents. No steering mount audio controls. The center console is wacky, it's spinning, and got beige pedals. Yeah, it's pretty standard. This seems to have, this is like the 2019 seats because there's a cutout for the two outer passengers, but the center one was more inwards. Engine compartment looks pretty clean. We've got some NS800 tires from Silverstone, and that Geely sourced instrument cluster, and the front bumper that seems to be not finished and completely broken, warped. We have a Proton Iris, here with a massive 045-320 across the bonnet and across the rear tailgate. We've got, you know, disguising the new front face. It's coming in brown with Persona 2016 wheels. I see a tow truck. It's also disguised at the back, camouflage at the back to disguise the new rear bumpers. Inside we've got the Martini racing stripes on the seats, but we got the standard A, B, C pillars finished in like the same color as the roof, which means this is based off a 2017 production model. It does have keyless entry, the Geely sourced instrument cluster, but there's no head unit. But we got like unpainted door side mirrors, and the door handle seems to be body colored. So yeah, it's again a mix and match of Proton leftover parts, I presume. We got a green cross member, which kind of tells me that they took the cross member from a 2014 citrus green Iris, which is just weird. But you can see by like the tailgate area here, it's chameleon brown. So like, yeah, the cross member is just taken from another Iris. Got random parts left behind. And next we have another Proton. We have two more Proton Perdana. We have two more Proton Perdanas. This one here has the old Proton logo, which doesn't look as good, honestly. This one looks to be like a 2.0 model, judging by the single tone alloy wheels. As you can see back here, we've got we don't have the chrome trim around this third window, and the rear diffuser is of a contrasting black color compared to body colored. We got the old Proton logo on back here. Got some mold growing on the side bolster. It does seem to have an airbag. What's the label there? So this has side curtain airbags. This particular Perdana is weird for having a BBT Saga instrument vehicle just slapped on the top of the dashboard. And it does seem to have a Preve gear shifter. Missing the rear armrest. Clear lens side turn indicators on the side mirror. Front corner sensors. Got a car cover that comes with the car, I guess. It's very filthy. Around disc brakes. And this does not look like a Honda engine. I don't actually know if this is a Honda engine or not. They could be trying, another engine. And we got random components here. This other Proton Perdana R. Similarly, single tone wheels, the old Proton badge, pile of dirt next to it. The contrast does have the chrome finish on this C-pillar window, and got the contrasting bumpers. But we have the badge, it's quite long, so I think it says like 2.4p or something like that. This has a space saver spare tire, which just looks weird. And inside, it's not so weird. It's got like fabric seats, like perforated fabric seats. But it's got like the center console that we're familiar with. And yeah, this is what I meant by like just now, the gear shifter just didn't look like an Accord gear shifter. Missing the rear bench. Probably they were trying to access the fuel pump. Yeah, 2 point something. I can't read. I can't. This does still look like single tone wheels. Got the engine. And we got a box of goodies, and the goodies are Proton R3 Perdanas and other like number plates that tells the model number. No spare tire, no space saver spare tires, it's been used. We're halfway through. We have a Proton Saga R. This one has different steel wheels than the one earlier because it has like a simple dotted pattern. This seems to have 14 steel wheels, but we'll check out later when we got the chrome trim, black trim, black side mirrors, black door handles, black rear garnish. This one seems, and you see, this is what I meant by like the earlier on they had like an FLX gauge cluster, because production models they were completely black. This one is a manual Saga, judging by the gear shifter. Here you can see them, they were probably prototyping the revision to the center console, center stack with some material that's very easy to mold. Somebody's WeChatting me. So we got some Perusahaan, and I can't tell the size, but these looks to be the 14-inch wheels that we got in the 2019 Saga standard MT models. We got ourselves I can't remember what is it called. Is it chassis bracing? In the boot. Alright, let's continue with a Proton Persona in the hero color that is purple. I don't remember the color code exactly. It does not have the front DLL, so this indicates it's a standard model. I remember from 2018 onwards, I believe, they had body colored side mirrors and door handles on the standard model. We got camouflage to disguise the updated wheels, camouflage to disguise the updated rear garnish, Proton lettering and bumper. And inside, yeah, standard model, judging by the lack of keyless entry, the lack of the black panel on the door cards. This is a manual variant. I'm surprised that they still do R&D on manual cars. But hey, they're fulfilling a very niche market, which is good, I guess. We have the 2019 radio, 2019 seats, the new gear knob, and we got some camouflage here. Not sure why though, because that front headlights is pretty what we're used to seeing already. I don't know why disguise that little portion when they can disguise the entire front end. And yeah, we got the VVT 1.6 liter engine, the standard chassis bracing because there's no full flat seats unfortunately, and your space saver spare tire. Moving on, we have a Proton Iris with a disguised front end and 24, and we got the flower pattern 15-inch dual tone wheels. It has a disguised rear boot, but the rear bumper is missing. And we have 1.6 CVT, I believe that's what it says in the window over here. I can't really read, it's quite blur. It's missing the panel for the electric window, coin slots, and side mirror controls. It's got the... well, what else does it have? Well, it's got the black A, B, C pillars, but it's got the standard roof panel. So this seems to be like they took like an old 2014 Iris and then prototype and then improved it for development of the 2019 Iris, which is pretty interesting. We don't have an instrument cluster, and we don't have a infotainment system, and we don't seem to have a gear shifter. But this Iris does indeed have a beating heart of an engine. I don't know what engine it is though. Some engine. It does have a transmission. 1.6 CVT, can you show me a little higher? Synergy M5 tires. And we have the Geely speedometer over here in the center console, and among other parts. Over here got the cover for the for the engine manifold. Moving on, we have a Proton Saga with 2016 production Saga R, but you know we got the 15-inch alloy wheels. Missing side mirror, missing the window maybe the window has fallen into the door. Missing the side mirror controls and electric window controls. Missing the door cards. Missing the window, I think. And missing the steering wheel. It's got the terracotta. It's got the denim-like seats. Missing the front headrest. It's missing the steering wheel, the center console, the glove box is all gone. The rear electric window controls are also gone. Both sides. We got a spare tire though, and we got an engine. I feel like this was a white car that they resprayed. Why? Wait, why is this? Okay, look. You can see like the door, right? Door jambs are all like black, right? But then why is this white? And why is the engine bay white? What's going on here? Anyway, we got the headlights, front fog lamps, 2019 models had LED daytime running lights, and we got the front disc brakes and rear drum brakes. And we have really old BLM style instrument binnacle. Wow. Next up we have a Proton Perdana. This Perdana has seen, it's like, well, it's got the 5 double spoke wheels in the skies, the entire car is the skies. And inside we got the mold on the perforated fabric seats from the look of my eyes, and standard center console, standard gauge cluster, standard gear shifter, although it's torn apart. And we've got the plastic, we have like plastic sides, but black seats is like a bit of a mix and match. This seems to have the Accord front end, judging by the headlights, but the back end seems to have been revised already with the enhanced C pillar. You know, it'd be pretty interesting to buy this car and just like tear out all the camouflage and reveal the prototype sequence. This seems to have the LED taillights that are of the later, that you know, the tires are flat, glittering. We've got an engine. We've got more camouflage pieces in the trunk. Missing the spare tire. And next up we have another Perdana. Full in camouflage. This one has the Proton front end with the tail lights, front bumper, and front fascia, and the new 17 wheel design. Mold on the door cards. You know, the familiar center console from the Perdana of the time. IB-Tech engine. Alright, moving on, we have a Proton Iris, finished in red. And we have this guy's front end, the flower pattern dual tone wheel, and this guy's rear end. Judging by the A, B, and C pillars being black, this looks to be of a 2014 Iris. Also by the gear shifters, this is 2014 Iris. Standard instrument binnacle, no radio. Zero 4524. Three. Alright. And I got a full-size spare tire thrown in the back. Next up we have a Proton Preve. And this Preve has Xora 2015 wheels. Got the turbo badge, the Lotus Run handling badge. Inside it's got the premium black trim. This is another left-hand drive example, but more powerful, you know. And Yeah. Shattered the remains of the shattered glass. Turbo engine. All-round disc brakes. And the standard instrument pinnacle. 4 more to go. We have a Proton Preve with the 17-inch 5 double-spoke alloy wheels that we saw on the 2018 and onwards Preve, but here finished in the pre-production dual-tone look. This is right-hand drive. Looks pretty good, eh? These wheels, they look pretty nice. But exterior-wise, apart from the wheels, there are no differences to Preve that we are all familiar with. Inside, premium model with the glossy black plastic across the dashboard and into the door handles. Missing the center binnacle. No glass shards here. We got Continental 215/45 R70 tires. These tires are not affordable, they are quite pricey. Alright, moving on, we have a Proton Suprema S. This Suprema S has the same wheels that we just saw. 17 in size, dual tone, 5 double spokes. The Suprema S is a sad little car from Proton, you know, it could have been successful, but it just wasn't exported enough. It's missing the steering wheel. It's got the first of many terrible Proton Android-based head unit. Got a Suprema S book. The right handling badge is missing. We're doing something to the engine to test. Next up we have a Proton Saga. This one has the new front fascia with the infinity weave grille and different front bumper with the LED daytime running lights. It's got flower pattern wheels from the from the later batch Persona from Sagas. It's got a new rear bumper. It's missing the rear trim garnish. Busted window here again. Inside they're practicing with they're experimenting with the different center stack. Bit of a mess. Oh well. And we have the GD found instrument cluster. And last but not least, we have a Proton Iris. This Proton Iris is finished in blue. It's got a new front face, but it's got the old 14-inch wheels. It's got no rear spoiler, no rear wiper, but it does have an executive rear diffuser. Inside, doesn't have the Martini racing stripes all across the steering seats. It's got a manual gearbox. It's got fabric seats, but adjustable headrests. So again, mix of matching components. 045334 from the looks of it. 334. Synergy M5 tires with rear drum brakes and front disc brakes, standard and no HM cluster. So there you guys, part 5 of the Proton Pickles auction. It's freaking amazing how much R&D cars from the R&D department have they accumulated over the years. It does surprise me that they're selling the Iris Saga, the Xora, the Personas, because they technically can still R&D on those cars. You know, that is unless there'll be new generation coming out. I mean, the Saga, I mean, they've gone on record and say there'll be no new generation soon. So yeah, but I guess they're going with a different approach from R&D from now onwards. But yeah, the future is bright for Proton, and the future currently, what we're seeing currently from Proton, you know, auctioning all these cars off, is very, very fascinating. Thank you for watching.